All right, if you could raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so everyone can hear if you'll state your name for the record.
Detective Katherine Pokey.
All right, state you may proceed.
Detective Pelkey, how are you currently employed?
I work for the San Antonio Police Department.
And how long have you been with the San Antonio Police Department?
A little over 17 years.
Okay. What is your current assignment with the San Antonio Police
I work on the north side. I work evenings
Department? Okay.
as a detective.
Okay. And as a detective, what are your duties?
So I take calls just like the other officers, but also if evidence needs to be collected, I can do that as well.
Okay. Before your role that you have now, did you have previous roles with the San Antonio Police Department?
I did.
Okay. And so back in 2024, did you have the same role or a different role back then?
The same role.
Okay. Can you just explain to the jury briefly the training that you undergo to become a law enforcement officer with SAPD?
Yeah. So we go to the police academy for about 7 months. It's very intensive on physical training and academically, where we learn penal code, criminal procedure, arrest authorities, things like that, even court precedent.
Okay. And then after the academy period, is there a field training period as well?
Yes, there is. So we would ride with another officer, a senior officer, so they can basically show us how to handle calls, what to do in different situations. We have the tactical training from the police academy, but it's always different when it's in the real world and you actually experience it for yourself.
Okay. Now, I want to speak to you. Were you employed as a detective with San Antonio Police Department on April 9th of 2024?
Yes, I was.
And were you assigned, what was your location that you were assigned
I worked at the Prue Road substation, which is the northwest side of town.
to? Okay. And on that day, what shift were you working?
B shift, which was 1:30 to 9:30 at the time.
Okay. And were you dispatched to 4343 Vance Jackson Rd, San Antonio, Texas 78230?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Do you recall the reason that you were dispatched there?
It was for a shooting in progress.
Okay. And when you arrived on scene, to your knowledge, was any suspect or victim located at that scene?
No.
Okay. And so when you arrived on scene, can you just describe to the jury any observations that you made?
So there was already a couple of patrol officers there. They pointed me to a couple of drops of blood. And then I just walked the scene, see if I could find any shell casings or any other evidence of a shooting. And I noticed that there was like another little, very small puddle of what appeared to be blood.
Okay. Were you able to document the scene by taking photographs?
I was.
All right, I'm going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit number 3. Can you take a look at that for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recognize that?
I do.
Do you know what is contained within that disc?
Yes, there's photos that I took of the crime scene.
Okay. And you viewed State's Exhibit number 3 prior to your testimony today?
Yes, I have.
Okay, and did it contain 13 photos on State's Exhibit number 3?
Yes.
Okay, and were those photos taken by you?
Yes.
And when you viewed them, were they a fair and accurate depiction of the scene as you observed it on the off stand?
Yes, they were.
Okay, and have they been altered in any way?
No.
Okay. At this time, the state's offering State's Exhibit number 3 and tendering to defense for inspection.
I have none.
All right, State's Exhibit number 3 is admitted without objection. Granted.
Okay, detective. So if we are looking at the contents of State's Exhibit number 3, the photo that is labeled as 1_, can you explain to the jury what they are reading currently?
So this is an image of the entrance to the parking lot of the car wash. And this area kind of by the sidewalk is where the blood was.
And just in any case, when you arrive to the scene, what is the general way that you tend to photograph scenes?
So what I do first is I try to identify the evidence that would be most important to the case. And I try to show the area that it was found in by taking pictures of the entire surroundings, like 360 degrees around. So you can kind of orient yourself to the position of the evidence relative to different landmarks in the area.
Okay. And so if we're looking at the photo on stage exhibit number 3, labeled as 2 underscore, what road is that showing?
That is Vance Jackson.
And is that a public way?
Yes.
Okay, and we can see motor vehicles traveling from stage exhibit number 3, photo labeled 2 underscore, is that correct?
Yes.
And in the photo labeled 3 underscore, what is that?
This also shows Vance Jackson Road, but also the kind of the stuff that's across the way from the crime scene, slightly a little bit more turned clockwise.
Okay. And with the photo labeled 4 underscore
This would be directly across from the scene,
and 5 underscore,
slightly more clockwise, going towards the other way on Vance Jackson.
and then 6 underscore.
This shows southbound Vance Jackson, and you can kind of see the light and a little bit of the bridge of 410 right there.
Okay. And is that where I'm toggling my mouse?
Yes.
And 7 underscore.
This one shows a little bit of Vance Jackson off to the left side. This is the McDonald's that's next door to the car wash. And of course, our friends, the media.
And what about 8 underscore?
This is looking at the road. I'm not sure what the street name is, but it's in between the McDonald's and the car wash.
Okay. And then 9 underscore.
This is looking directly into like the car wash parking lot.
And then 10 underscore.
This shows a little bit, you can kind of see the blood drops, but it's hard because it's nighttime. And then like the crime scene tape and the northbound Vance Jackson in the background.
Okay. So regarding 10 underscore, that's facing away from 410, is that correct?
Yes.
And the photo labeled 11 underscore, what is that showing?
Those drops of what appears to be blood.
Okay, is that a more zoomed in photo of 10 underscore that we just saw?
Yes.
And what about 12 underscore? What is that depicting?
This shows the other area of what appears to be blood that I had found.
Okay. And then is 13 underscore just a closer up of that?
Correct.
Now, you did state that you searched for some evidence in the form of like shell casings or weapons. Did you locate any of that on scene?
I did not.
Okay. And so after you documented the scene and photographs, did that kind of conclude your involvement in the case?
Yes, another CSI had arrived and took over the evidence collection.
Okay. We pass the witness.
No questions.
All right, is the witness excused or subject to recall?
Excused by defense.
All right, the rule has been invoked. That means you're not allowed to discuss your testimony with anyone during the pendency of the trial. If you'll remove the square and you're excused. Thank you. Please sit down. Yes. Let's say at 3:25, no later than 3:25. You've heard some evidence in this case. You're not allowed to start discussing it or deliberating about it. You are only allowed to think about this case when you're inside the courtroom. Does everyone understand? All right, everyone, please rise for the jurors.